having 3,000 youth at a conference, you can't pay them all to go to the rural village in Africa. So we try to create some kind of experience that is easy to get everyone to get through, and then have them experience the atmosphere, the kind of scenery, and then training actors to be in that. And in some way, each of these experiences, we would make sure that there was a training part of how they then could reach out to these people. If it was with water, or if it was with like praying for them, or teaching them how to share their faith with them. The idea being that this should be a safe place for youth to be exposed to the needs around them, but also to be able to build their confidence in their own faith and walk with Jesus. So after a number of these events, we then thought, well, actually, what inspired us into mission was not the exposure of needs. It was meeting Christ for ourselves, right?
Right.
So then we wanted to share the gospel with all these teenagers at these conferences. And the theme for that year was a time machine. And we would travel to 3 different parts. The idea was that they would go back in time and be a part of crucifying Jesus themselves. Okay. So they would see like 2 soldiers beating up a man, and then it would pause, and they were going to take him to be crucified, but then someone else takes this man's place, which is Jesus. And they take him behind a sheet and puts him on a cross. And then they come out and give these youth, pull these ropes. And then they're pulling up the cross without knowing it. And after that, this man came back onto the scene and says like, wow, this man took my place. I was supposed to be beaten and crucified, but he took my place.
Powerful.
And then they were supposed to take that further into the time machine and into like a street of people where they could share this with the people that they had heard about.
So how did this idea come about to do things like this?
I mean, we were 3. A Swedish guy was the team leader of this, and then me and Joy, and then that team grew, and we would, grow together in this team, and we would, read the Bible and try to memorize scripture, and then our job was to find creative ways in how to expose and train and mobilize the youth across Europe.
And what kind of results did you see from doing that? Did you have a lot of interest from the young people?
Yeah, it was, what was interesting was that when we did this time machine theme, because we have afterwards we have a debrief kind of to withdraw out learning, and a wall where they can write what spoke to you, or what do you want to do, or like some way for them to express something.
Right.
And then when we did this time machine, we would see such a big difference when we look back at the different feedback, because here it was so much about Christ. It was so much about realizing what Jesus has done for them. And then an even more like kind of response in how to be a part of it. Because at the end of the day, that's what inspires us, right? It's God's love for us that we want to take further.